Hello everyone, Eb here, Tech Motorsports, and today I'm working on my father-in-law's Ram 2500 2004 year model, and came here with two issues, and one issue which I've already resolved. I did a separate video for that. I will add it in the description link, so that way if you have a dash replacement or a dash R&R, you can take a look at that video. Also, the second issue that it came in for was the power locks slash speaker, and the windows were not working. So long and behold, I guess this is a huge issue with these trucks, that technically what you'll end up getting is one side on the rear doors that would just stop working. And that was the case with this one, the left-hand side rear, it just stopped working altogether. So let's take a look at what I found and what it took to get it repaired, and making sure that all the steps were taken. That way we know exactly what part to replace. So let's take a peek. Okay guys, so just to summarize and make sure we're all on the same page, the issue at hand with this particular door lock slash window is the driver's module was able to, with the driver switch on the driver's door, was able to roll up all the windows except for this one, which is the one that's behind the driver. The windows went up and down. This one was MIA, okay? This one also had the issue of the speaker did not work and the lock mechanism did not work. So this whole door had an issue to begin with, totally different from where we're gonna be leading to. So, just to give you an idea, this is what we're going to go through. I'm going to try to go through it quickly so I can make the video short. So let's get started. So to fix the first issue at hand is why this door did not work at all, period. So long and behold, there's a huge issue with these, which I didn't know at the time, but huge issue with this connector here. This is the connector that goes in between the door jamb. All but one wire was severed. Two wires were severed, and were not severed, but they were broken in two places. So needless to say, we're gonna try to order a new one of these. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get it, but if it broke once, it's gonna break again, especially if all of them broke like the way they did. You can tell it's been like that for a while because they were, it looked moldy slash, it just had corrosion on it from it being open to the elements. So this, just to let you know, this doesn't stick outside. It goes into the door. I pulled it out to do my beautiful butt connectors, which I don't like to use these. There's other ways, but to get it to work, to make sure everything was working, I went ahead and did this. As I found one connector or one wire that was not broken, I'm like, oh, we're gonna have to order a new wiring harness. So that's what we're gonna do. And also, before you take it off, you gotta remember to take the switch off, which when you're there, you'll be able to get it. This one just technically just pries out. And I think it also, if you twist it and then it comes out. One of those two, I forgot. I've had this door off only once and kept it open. So that is the issue at hand. Once I fixed this, okay, and got all these wires connected, everything on my door worked now. The lock worked, the speaker worked, and also the driver was able to roll this window up and down. So problem number one, which this door was not working, now it's working. Problem number one fixed. Let's move on to the other next one. Okay, so we're at the driver's door. This is the driver's door module, is what they call it. All you have to end up doing is, when it's in place, I have one of these plastic wedgers and just pop up from the back, and she just pops right on out. Very simple. Also, to access these pins back here, these have these little covers in the back, pin holders. These will have to be removed so you could probe on the back of the pins. If you have a test light or you have a voltmeter and you pry into the wires, don't do that. It's best not to if you can. I know there are some occasions where I've done it before, where you have no other choice and you're in a rush and you're trying to figure stuff out. But these come out, they have a clip here on this side and on the other side, and then one on top. You got to get these clips off of here or open them up and then it'll come out. So I got both of them off, okay? So this will now access our pins so much more easier so that we could probe. And what I'm using to probe is, I got picks, okay? So to go through the system, the problem on this now, every single one of these work correctly from here. All the windows, every single one of them, all four now, go up and down. Now, when I go to individual windows, being the one behind the driver's door, the passenger, and the one behind the passenger, those did not work at all from their individual switches. Okay, so that is our problem. And here is your window lock. Okay, this is a child window lock thingy. So I forget if it's in or out, but you gotta have it in a regular position so that they work. So please test this first to make sure you don't have this in a wrong position and you think it's in the opposite position. So take a look at that. Now, if you know you press it in and you press it out and it doesn't work, then our problem here. This is gonna be our problem, most likely on this switch, but let's do the troubleshooting before just sitting going on the internet and ordering one and throwing it together and then finding a wire back there that's broke that you missed, and now you've got a brand new switch that technically you didn't need. So let's go through the troubleshooting part. So let's look at the schematic so we can go through it so you could understand it. And also I'm going to add the link of where I got the schematic, because I don't know, apparently it took me way too long to find this particular schematic. Every other schematic that I tried to find was a single cab, and I was looking for a quad cab. Once I found it, it was easy. So let's get to the troubleshooting part. So let's look at the wiring schematic real quick. All right, here we go. Here's the wiring schematic. Just to go through the circuit. So we have our circuit breaker for the window, and it's the pink and yellow wire. And this is our actual door module. Okay, so we have power here. So that's one thing you can end up doing once you have your ignition or the truck running. You need to check to make sure you have power there. You could use the voltmeter or a test light, and only one power goes into this whole module. Keep that in mind. All right, so then what we have is here are our individual window switches. Okay, these are on each door. You got your passenger, your left rear, and then your right rear. Okay, so if you look, you got orange with a light blue tracer, orange with a light blue tracer, orange with a light blue tracer. This is the only oddball. When you get down here, it looks like it changes colors from a tan to a light blue. All right, but no matter what, once you follow the wire all the way up, it's still orange with a light blue, and it goes into this section right here. All right, now here is the kicker. If you look, you got C1, 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 blah, 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 up you get to this section right here. This is C2. This is what C2 is, and this is what it means. Here we are back at the light switch on the back. This is plug connector 1, and this is C2 connector 2. So one wire, this orange and light blue, is the only wire, which is weird because it doesn't look like it's a light blue, but if you really look and compare it to the other one that's a regular blue, you can see that there is a little bit of a difference. So this wire is in connector C2. Well, this connector pretty much is 99% of the mirror. Okay, so it's not on the same plug, and that's just going to make this thing so much more easier and quicker to diagnose. So now that we know that our input signal is from this pink wire, and then our output signal is from here. Okay, and this is for, again, the individual switches. So let's look back at the wiring schematic. Now if you look back at the wiring schematic, which I got it here in pink, that is the switch. This is your window lock switch. Okay, all of this is internal. All these dotted lines meaning that this is the module itself. So you will not see this at all. This switch is inside the module. So at this point, I'm guessing this is my problem. The switch is not working. It's not connecting this line here to this one here, which is going to put power all the way down to here. All right, so let's jump it and find out exactly if I'm right. Okay, so now back at the light module again. Or I keep saying light module, the door module. So what we're going to end up doing is, if this switch here is bad, no matter what I do to it, nothing is happening. Those two contacts are not contacting, which means that the voltage from this wire is not getting to this one. So we're going to jumper these. Now, I have my little probers, and I am going to put power directly to it. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to put it here on my output signal. of the switch, which that is technically on the output of the actual button itself from the window lock, child-proof window lock. And then I'm going to probe here, the pink one, which is my voltage coming in. All right, now I'm in. Now I'll turn the key in, and I'm putting it in the accessory mode. And if you can see that one, accessory mode, it works. Okay. All right. So, because you're dealing with voltage and you do not know for sure if there is a break or not a break, if one of these wires are shorted out. So what you end up doing is you do a test, just a quick little tap on it. Now, if it arcs, that means it's shorted out. So do not completely connect the wire. So all I have to do is just touch it. It's not arcing, so I'm good. So I just plug it in there. So now, what I'm doing and what I'm testing is I'm bypassing the switch. If this switch is bad, my window for the passengers, or all the windows, will now work, because I am getting voltage completely through. Now, what you can do is, instead of hitting a button, if you have a lot of stuff disconnected, is you could actually check the individual plug for that tan and light blue, or the orange and light blue, depending on which switch you're looking at. And you can test for voltage there. That's another method to do it. But because I have everything back together, all I'm going to do is just do the window. So let's go to the window real quick. So here's the passenger window, the troublesome one. And here's my switch. Everything is connected. And there she goes. Window up, window down. Sorry, window down, window up. So that right there, because it works. Let me back it up. Because this window works now, I'm pretty sure all the other ones will work. And I just proved that that switch on the dash is broke for the window lock. So at this point, that switch will have to be replaced. And I can put everything all back together, order a new switch. When it comes in, just unplug the old one and plug the new one in, and voila, you're done. So I hope this helps you guys out. As electrical it's not an easy thing. I enjoy it sometimes, but I tell you what, there are days where I just want to pull my hair out. But there you go. Hopefully these steps help the next person to troubleshoot this issue. I hope I laid it out kind of simple and easy. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll reply as soon as I can. And like always, support the channel, like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.